Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking some FACEIT League action. We're going to be watching Sovereigns against Supershy. So this is one of those games where none of the top teams are playing, but in the battle to get top 8, these two teams are super relevant. Supershy have had a pretty rough go of it so far, winning the games they should have done, losing everything else. And this is going to be another stiff test for them today against Sovereigns. Sovereigns might not be a team you are overly familiar with, but if you remember Quick Esports from some of OWCS, they did particularly well in OWCS Stage 1, it's basically that same team. And ironically for Quick Esports, this Sovereigns lineup is actually doing better than the actual Quick Esports right now. And it's a lot of players like Dan and Fi, Dollar, who you might have known from before. So we're going to jump into that series, see how they go, because I think this is a really important game in terms of who manages to steal some of those sort of 6th, 7th, 8th qualification spots. So I'll talk you through the map draft. I can't show you on screen because I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll talk you through the map draft. Sovereigns banned Busan, Supershy banned Nepal, Oasis was picked by Sovereigns. Then, once we get to Hybrid, it was Supershy banning Hollywood, Sovereigns banning Parisio, taking that dive option away from Supershy, and the Supershy decided to pick Midtown instead. So potentially more of that double flex Bat Brig Sigma we saw from in their previous match. Then if we need the escort, it was Junkertown banned by Sovereigns, Supershy banning Route 66, and Shambali was the pick by Sovereigns. So a classic Shambali finish if we go for it. So, without too much further ado, we should jump right into this. I can show you the screen. Here we go. It's going to be Sovereigns on your left, Supershy on the right. We're starting on Oasis. And we'll see what both teams choose to roll out on. I think for me, the one I'm most interested in is that Hitori is back in the starting lineup, which means we're probably going to get a lot more Winston rather than a lot of the Sigma we saw in their previous series. It didn't go great for them, honestly. But they did manage to eventually clutch it out. And now it looks like we're going to get a Rhine start here from Sovereigns, which is this is our first look at Sovereigns in the coverage I've done, so we'll see how they go. It's going to be Anna Briggs, so top will be the right of Sovereigns, as they are faster, they are speedy, and they have a giant shield. Holding on to the high ground here, Anna Briggs can play a lot to force through point first. Generally, what you're going to see is a force through point from the Winston team, but if a Reinhardt ever commits to touch, they can jump the backline afterwards. So a dive underneath here from Hitori to begin. Forcing the point. Eventually, Sovereigns have to match. Shax is going to be getting the first touch there. Dan is going to drop down now. Lots of pressure. They actually lose Dollar while they're trying to pressure it out. So Hitori looks for the jump. Just a bit of pressure, though, not committing to it. Dan is trying to zone the backline, but he's alone here. And Hitori's actually going to jump a Reinhardt. Forces Dan to pin out. They keep forcing point now. It's about to go over, but Fire's caught Takuno. Main source of healing done. Hitori's trying to trade. Buddy is one. Pack will finish that one for him. They're super low. Dan is charging into trade. The damage is there. Back from spawn is Shax, though. They get the flip, but it's just a tracer battle now. Zoro's here to intercept, though. Overload it. Swing it in favor of Pack, and they do win that first fight, but it was a scrap in the end. Honestly, I'm not sure how Dollar died on the drop there. But this gives them control. Gonna try and come high ground here, but it's a scary one. Shax catches that magnetic grenade. Hitori's on fire as well. Forced an early lamp out here, so the next dive is going to be even more deadly. No nano just yet. But Hitori close to that primal. They're going to try and just clear the tank here, Sovereigns. But Dan's taking a lot of damage. Hitori will be forced out. They're forcing the point now. May be able to get the flip. Pack's going to get the first touch. Hitori now coming back. She has the chance to use the primal here. Pulse in the back, and nade is good from Takuno. They've held on to the point. Want to clear out Shax here. Shax has pulled him away. Oh, they've given the flip. They trade 1 for 1. Primal available, and now Hitori taking it to the back line. Lucio is low. The counter ping comes in. Only slows Hitori down for a second. There goes the bat. Lucio is low as well. No, will get traded. Shax comes back to help him out. They get the flip back in the meantime here. But they have to give a lot of space now to this Reinhardt. Sleep onto Dan will slow him down. Shax forces for recall. Skill going pulse bomb on top of Dan. That'll finish it off. Pack trades for it. Sobek doesn't get the bash out he wants. Has to rally defensively. Has another bash now. Will look to clean this one up. Shax has forced it out, but the rest of his team have died around him, and they stay in control of this point here. Thank you, Lady Trash Panda, for the prime. I appreciate it. Focusing now. On the hold again here. Used all their ults to try and hold on to that one. And so many ults coming back. Shatter around the corner. Doesn't get Gets Hitori. That'll do. Beat as well to make sure they're all safe against this nade. And the retake will be good. Cost them 2 with their ultimates. But the nice thing about having all these ultimates, you still got 3 more. You still got 3 more to use. And it's a pretty big ult reset here. Just to stall out from Pack now. And they'll get a chance to hold onto the high ground themselves this time, Sovereigns. They'll have High Noon, they'll have Window. Lots of tools to make sure they can be pretty steady at forcing the point. They only need 1 successful retake here. And that's the key thing for Supershy to focus on. Is there's going to be a key timing where they have the Nano and they have the Primal. And that should be their timing to win the fight here. Until then, they're actually going to play and force through point. Window in response here. Hitori has to try and dodge. Manages to get out for now. They're still trying to push a little bit. Shax is behind. Pulse Bomb attempt, no good. They've managed to bait that out, though. A chance to go again. Halfway up to that Nano and Primal. Pack and Hitori forcing the point again. Dan will step to meet. And now Fi on the high ground. Jump from Hitori here. Fi wants to clear him, though. Bubble will be taken care of. High Noon from Zoro. Now Fi will counter it back. Holding on to that point. Hitori has to be careful. Dollar looking for the boot. Chases them all out now. Haven't given the flip here. Just waiting for those ults. A long time coming. Hitori's going to give a high ground. No, Dan wants to push behind. Dan's going aggressive. They've lost Shax. Might be a step too far for Dan if Sobek and Takuna can live. Oh, they've given a point as well. They've been bled out. Sovereigns felt they needed to go. They're trying to force it onto the backline here. Dan is going all the way, but Sobek is keeping him at arm's length. The nade comes through. The Nano onto Sobek. The smaller shield wins in the end. It's not how big your shield is. It's how you use it. And Sobek kept Dan in check there. And I don't know if they needed to make a move. I guess if you're Sovereigns, you're worried that basically that Nano Primal timing is coming. It's really hard to win. So if you just stay there and try and survive it, you probably can't. The problem is, for Sovereigns, is on their Window timing, on their High Noon timing, they found no value. When Dan wanted to push, what they should have done is they should have cleared Hitori from point. Then once they clear Hitori from point, follow her out, then Window aggressively in a similar push that Dan actually did at the end, but do that with a Window or a High Noon, and they probably have a much better chance there. So I don't think that it was unreasonable to try and make a play at the end there from Dan and the boys, but doesn't work out and puts Supershy in control. We're going to get a very different matchup now. Well, at least from Supershy. It's going to be a battle onto the high ground. Dan will meet in here, but it's a ram from Hitori. Big slow, big punch, bigger boot. Sobek sends Buddy for a dip. Will be forced off, and this will swing the fight massively in favor. Massively in favor. Dan still manages to trade too. Shax might even get another one here. Hitori's low. One more form to deny the trade. And Supershy get first cap. Supershy, a team desperate for results. This is the sort of game they'd really be keen to win, and they're off to a very good start here. 1 round and a first fight up. A slow battle on point now. Zoro does have the high ground here. Hitori wanting to meet them, and it looks like they're going to flip the map here. No ults. Dan's going to come in for the pin. Aggressive, but the counter rotators come out, and now they're all on high ground here, and Zoro can just stay on this high ground, shooting at people. They've lost Pack. 1 dink there. Lamp has been forced out. Trying to kill the Lamp here. Zoro with a chance now just on this high ground, but they're slowly but surely losing point. Hitori's going to form back to keep touching. Zoro is uncontested here. Just keeps getting shooting. Wants to push to kill this Cass. Does Fi know? Fi manages to get away. He's out in the open though, so they'll finish that kill. But now Zoro is being swarmed. Aggressive drop there, but we're not able to find Fi in time essentially. So they'll get that flip back for free. No ults invested from that for either team. And a big ult trade available here. Now, obviously, Ramattra ult, the Annihilation is pretty scary most of the time, but Shatter can counter it pretty aggressively, so Hitori's going to try and save that shield. The shield is through now, chance to slam. They've got the Pulse Bomb. Window in the back, but the High Noon Pulse Bomb have done the job. Dan will just keep him at arm's length, and a nice easy one for Sovereigns in the end. And now we get that same matchup. Shatter versus Annihilation. Can Hitori avoid a Shatter? If not, the Annihilation will not be getting a lot of value. Chance to maybe just start with High Noon if they want. Gonna start with Window, actually. They try and catch him. Defensive one out. Dan with a pin. A Window on one side. A pin on the other. They catch Zoro. And again, just winning these fights for so cheap. A pulse and a High Noon, then just a Window. Super efficient from the Sovereigns here. And now they have this beat Shatter. Hitori coming this right-hand side. Dan going round to me. Shatter around the corner. Shield 9 time. Behind him to cover it though, so they can't finish any of the kills. Now a chance for Hitori to push. Pulse bomb in the back. Beat comes through Hitori. Sobek can beat to keep going. They're going to plow forward here. Dan can do nothing but run. He's trying to get out, but he's being absolutely swarmed here. And the pulse bomb forces the defensive beat, forces everything out. And because they survived that, the high noon from Zoro was good. The high noon was the real difference maker there. Means that they can't get value with the shatter and allows Supershy to win the big ult trade, get themselves back in control of the point. But they've not really got a lot of time to work with here. So they're going to have to hold strong. Not too many ults to deal with it. It will be Tekuno to kick us off with this window, most likely. Have to be ready to take a step back. And there's the window. Fi's going to get caught straight away. Easy for Supershy now. They can take all the kills and put it into pretty much a last fight territory. No ults now for Supershy. Fi with the high noon. Buddy nearly with the window. Shaq's going to have a pulse bomb in the midst of this as well. Holding close at the choke. Ideally, they'd want to force the high noon out here, then kite back to point, but they're going to be forced back a little bit sooner than that, no. Now the high noon, fire swinging aggressively, damage onto Hitori, and Dan wants to keep pushing. No! Lamp is good for Hitori. Dan ends up going too far. It's 4v4, but tank advantage. Pulse bomb's good from Shax. I think they're in advantage now, but they've got Hitori on one side, Tekuno on the other. They're all stacked together here, Sovereigns. They have to try and clear it. They have to de-peak this high noon. Shax is coming behind. Pressure onto Zoro, down to half HP. Dan is back, so now Sovereigns can safely move to point. They chase them all off for now. They're going to get the flip. Shax making more space. Will retreat to the high ground, and Fi's got Sobek. Player advantage as we go into this last fight now for Sovereigns. Shax harassing Hitori constantly. Window at the choke here. Dan's going to try and repeat, but Dollar's not out in time. Shatter comes back through. Zoro is down. Can Shax finish it? No, the lamp is good. Fi swings as well, but he's in big trouble. They clean him all up. Annihilation to make sure of it on point from Hitori. And it's just going to be a 2-0 here for Supershy. Really key fight win. They win against that Shatter and beat combo. Sets them up really nicely. And they're able to take the early lead here. Moving into Midtown, and this is, of course, also actually going to be Supershy's pick as well. So, a beautiful position to go to your map pick. Wow, also with the advantage. A chance to close it out for Supershy and secure an important win. And it seems very much like no roster changes from the side of Sovereigns, so we're going to get more of the same. Meanwhile, on the Supershy side, we're going to get tools coming in on Sigma. So a bat brig composition here. The Rhine, I don't know. In theory, I think the Rhine can get a lot of value into this.
5, 4, 3.
They're going to start on Sim. I don't know if they'll keep it for the rotations or if Shax will just go Tracer. Shax is just going to go Tracer, isn't he? Who am I kidding? Shax is going Tracer. There we go. No. No. I'm actually shocked. My boy Shactimus is not on Tracer. They're coming through Train instead. Dynamite will catch them as they come out here. They're going to try and TP. It's a fake TP though. They just want to walk on toes. They're playing aggressive. They force this lamp out early. They lose Buddy in the back. Pack has done so much damage here. And that's the general idea. If you're Supershy. They want to run into you. You kite away. And then you hope your Tracer can just get loads of value. Or maybe your Castle and Angle can get loads of value on the way in. Surprised to see Shax stick it here. We'll see what rotation they're cooking up next. Almost infinite possibilities with the Symmetra. Will be trained to start as well. They could even just flip to point if they want. Or TP to the Firehouse. Ready for the TP. Now TP onto the fire truck itself. Tekuno has to lamp himself. Has to run. Has to try and get out. But Sobek will get caught as well. They've traded again. Flux comes through. Dan takes the TP, but is still in the flux. Still gets hit by the damage. Tools will clean it up. And what's so nice about a lot of these ultimates on the side of Supershy is all of their ultimates are actually really good at dealing with a lot of this aggression. The Bob, the Window, the Flux, like we just saw there. They're trying to run into you. Just pick them up. Pick them up with the Flux. So now, almost 2 minutes off the clock. 2 minutes off the clock. And Supershy looking good for this one. They're going to have Rally to absorb some of that pressure. They're going to have a Bob. Difficult to TP in aggressively versus this. Honestly, with Window, I wouldn't be against TPing to point and just forcing it with Window. Dan has Shatter if anyone gets too close. Pack is lurking with a Pulse Bomb. Might try and pulse for TP exit here. Also an option. They're just going to walk, though. TP is fake. Window around the corner. They rotate to point. Pulse Bomb misses from Pack. Now a bit of space. They have to lamp here. They can start touching point. A chance to come back with this Bob. Bob is going to come out. He gets boot back into the corner, and they're going to focus him down. Dan gets rocked, but they are okay. But Sobek wants to push with this rally. Defensive high noon, defensive wall. Forces Sobek to retreat. They can re-peek in a second here. They're all still alive. But they're getting a lot of progress on this point behind this wall. Window on the truck from Tekuno. TP on top of him. Shax is pushing. Dollars with him with the beat. They are all over Tekuno. He's trying to jump back on the truck. He's trying to run. He's trying to hide. They can't get him. Now they'll turn their attention to Sobek. Good lamp onto Shax. Can he TP out as well? Not quite. The damage might be done. Dollar's a little bit split from his team now. They need to be careful, but they have got the cap. Now Dan can come help his Finnish friend out of his pickle. Well, Dollar still dies, but they'll get him. They'll get him. There we go. They get it going, and so far the success they've had with the TPs have actually been mostly through aggressive plays. TPs onto the backline to catch the BAP, to catch the Brig. Something Supershy have to try and adapt to. Something they need to try and react to, essentially. Don't have your Ash get caught. Don't have your BAP get caught. But initially, they've just got a big problem because Zoro's died before the fight's even started. They're going to have to concede a lot more cart progress. They're going to have to concede this high ground as well. Well, Tools wants to fight it now, but Dan will be happy just to swing onto him. Force him back there. Free high ground for Sovereigns. And a chance to keep on pushing. Window as well. It's a little bit early, maybe. There's already too much to shoot here from Sovereigns. So an easy enough disengage for Supershy. Pack stopping point as this flux goes through. Buddy lamps, but will die in the air. Now Tools is taking the high ground. Pressure onto Fire, pressure onto Dollar, and Supershy should have the stabilization here. Dan is still swinging away, desperately trying to find any trade, but nothing doing. And they'll clean this one up. Supershy get a chance to stabilize on the high ground, and this is super important. Not just because it's good to win fights on defense, but standing on this high ground is probably the strongest part of the map for this BAP Brig composition. The rotations are really difficult. Potentially here you might go right side if you're the Sovereigns, and then just try and flip the map. They obviously have the sim as well, so yeah, they're going to TP to right side. They can TP and flip out here with this high noon, potentially. Maybe they just want to clear high ground first. They get it easily. They have to lamp with a pulse bomb. But a chance to go soon, and Shax nearly has this wall, and this wall's going to be really hard to deal with. TP aggressive again. High noon TP. Bob comes out. Fi has to drop it. Fi's gone a different way in his team, though. Fi's gone the wrong way. Dan's got kills, though. They've still got player advantage. They just need to deal with this Bob first. And now the rest of Sovereigns can come out, but they've bought crucial time here, Supershy. But Bob's bought him. Now another aggressive TP. Takuno is the next target. Has to lamp himself. Ow! Shatter comes through. No shield for Shatter. Should finish it. The payload's rolled quite far back, actually. And Pack is going to be there to slow down this progress. They get a recontest out of this. Good decision. Good decision by Pack. Gives them a chance, and they're coming back with Window and Rally. The problem they have is Window, sim wall, beat on the side of Sovereigns. Just drop the sim wall, beat if they get too close. A really difficult fight. Really hard for Supershy to win this. The early window, the window back. Need for wall soon. Need for wall soon. There we go. Beat over the top. They've used it all quickly. They need to find kills with this, though. Need to find kills. They're forcing the point still. Another bash from Sobek. He's awfully low. Dan looking for it. All the ults have been used. They haven't found the kills just yet. No more ults for Sovereigns coming. They try an aggressive TP. Pressure onto Zoro. Zoro is okay. Dan's still on top of them. Desperately trying to anchor point. And somehow, some way, for Rock, for Pulse, it's all good. It's all landing for Supershy. 20 seconds left on the clock. And I think Sovereigns just used the ults. They used the window at first. The window got traded back. I would have liked to start with wall. But I think the bigger problem was the beat was right after the sim wall. So they really struggled to actually get true value out of that. Dan will get one touch. Boot onto Dollar. He won't get the next one. And Supershy, they get the hold. It was such a difficult fight to get the hold in, but they just sort of spent their load all at the same time, their Sovereigns. So rather than finishing the fight with beat, they kind of just used the wall and the beat to overlap and do a lot of the same thing.
Initiating match.
And now a super winnable situation for Supershy. It did get it most of the way to second, but Supershy should be feeling good about that. And they have a chance now. Chance now to wrap up the series 2-0.
Ready for battle.
Presume it's just going to be Brine time. Maybe not. It's going to be Sigma time.
Really? You're a fan of my too?
Sigma into the Bat Brig. Dan will be taking the mirror.
Distracting.
Fi sticking the Cass.
The doctor is in. And he's
So the matchup will play a lot slower now, I think. They still have the opportunity to run over them here, Sovereigns, with the speed advantage, but in general, they can just match position quite a lot. There's options here for Dollar and Shaxx to actually work as quite an aggressive duo as well. Try and exploit the fact if there's... if Sobek and Pac or Sobek and Zoro are trying to take too wide of an angle, it'll be very much on Shaxx and Dollar to shut that down.
End objective A.
No TPs to deal with now for Supershy either, which will make Takuna and Sobek's life feel a little bit more chill. Initial hold onto the choke here. It'll be slow and steady for the Bat Brig, as always. They're going to try and clear Shaxx out on this right-hand side, which they've successfully done. They try and drop down. It's actually Dollar who gets caught in all of this. Zoro finds the picks. Now they take a step back. Tools hits for Rock as well, so Dan will have to give a bit of space. But Shaxx, he's equalized it. 4v4. Dan needs help. Forces for recall out of Pac, but Pac won't leave him alone. Pac is low. Dan needs more help. He gets lamped. He can kill Pac eventually. And that should be the stabilization there. Pac was putting so much pressure onto Dan there. They couldn't swing to help get the kill, though. Fi was keeping them contained. And they hold him at the choke for now. Window going to be the close assault here for Buddy. Takuno's coming up just behind it. We're going to try and take this right-hand side first again. Shaxx understands he can't really take the Tracer battle when the other team has a Brig with their Tracer. So we'll just play it a lot more defensively. Fi's coming to help him now, actually. And Pac's been forced to recall. Oh! But Fi peeks by himself. Zoro again finds the opening pick for his team. And now they can start encroaching. Supershy coming from every angle. Tools trying to shut him down. Window on point from Buddy. Catches Tools for it. They've actually shut him down. Dan can now poke out Zoro. Lamp defensively from Takuno, but Dan has got him contained back here. They have to be careful because Sobek's actually got a trade here. They hold for now, Sovereigns, but they have to get everyone back quickly. Sojin swap from Fi just to get back a little bit quicker. Dan has to be careful. He wants to flux, actually. He wants to flux and kill Zoro. He goes for it. No cancel coming through. Zoro will be taken down. Fi joins him. Great decision by Dan. Spot Snap, they're still a little bit split. They're isolated. Supershy were not back together as a team. So we can punish them early with that flux. And that flux makes sure everyone has time to hold on to this. But now look at the ult bank coming up from Supershy. Flux, Window can combine those. Bob to force point. So many tools. As long as they can get around this corner. Rally to start it from Sobek. Bash onto Dan. He has to Matrix out. Now the Flux. It catches Dan. He has no Matrix. He's going to take a lot of damage on the drop here. He's so low. Beat has to come through from Dollar. Still Tools is pushing him back. But Tools has gone so deep. Dan with the counter rock. They've lost both players now. Sobek is going to get chased out. The hold is good again from Sovereigns. It looks so good. They got so much space with the rally. They Window to keep going, but Tools was going one way. Tools was committing, wanted to get the kill on Dan, but there was stuff going on behind him. He couldn't go that far. And it ends up costing his team massively, and all of a sudden, Supershy's defense looked good, but the attack might be in tatters. All they've got is a Bob. Window and Overclock are so good at dealing with this as well. The Window will just shred for Bob if Zoro drops it too early. Zoro has to maybe try and find a flank one or something unexpected. A default Bob to point should be easy to deal with. They want to go aggressive with this Window, but Bob is behind him. But Fi is just pushed forward. Fi has the high ground. He's got the Overclock as well. They'll deal with Bob. 40 seconds here. Just Sovereigns want to push. Fi is behind him here. Looks for the rail. Rock comes in. Fi's going into the Window. Body shot onto Takuno. Forces for lamp out. Disruptor shot now. Maybe they can't go more They have to be careful. Tools is coming back out. Fi still has this overclock. They've lost Buddy, but Fi wants to go. Tools under so much pressure. Zoro's been hit as well. They're all so low, but can Sovereigns find the kills? There's one. There's the pulse bomb. That should do it. 10 seconds left on the clock. I think they've got it. Zoro wants to push, but Fi can regroup with his team. And Shaq should be able to clean up most of it. Zoro trades one, but it's just Pac. He's all alone. And it'll be a full hold. Sobek. Not quite one more touch. The Doom can't get the follow-up touch either. Unbelievable. Great hold from Sovereigns. Lots of clutches. Some nice aggressive plays from Dan in the midst of all that. Likewise, we got to just see a lot of good recoveries from Sovereigns. They lost loads of those early picks. Zoro kept finding the opening. But they were always good in the dogfight. And it always felt they were keener to be the more aggressive ones here. A couple of key mistakes from Supershy, where one person goes in, everyone else is turning to deal with something else. They get super split. Sloppy from Supershy, but don't take anything away from Sovereigns. We'll move into the final map, Shambali Monastery. A chance to go Rhine here if Dan wants again. The big thing I think you need to see from Supershy is a lot of things are going right for them, but they're also losing a lot of fights to silly things. To some people pushing when other people are dealing with things. People not resetting properly out of a fight. Like, as much as I want to give credit to obviously Dan to spot an opportunity to go with Flux, but you also have to ask the question: why were Zoro and Takuno still hanging around there? Just a misread on the fight situation after the messy trading, and they blow their two big opportunities. So Sovereigns tie it up as we go into this Ram Mirror. So Hattori will be back in, and an appearance from Will actually in this one, a player we don't see a lot for Supershy. Looks like he'll be locking May here as we go into a full Ram showdown. Taking this early space on the left is Hattori. Forces them out. Early damage onto Dan, actually. Dan's taking so much damage for wall off as well. Dan is in so much trouble. Hattori's going to get behind Dan as well. They have to lamp him out. He's full blocking, but he's about to run out. Another slow onto Dan. They focus him down, and they just got such a huge HP chunk even before the wall. Fi wants to trade, as does Shax. Takuno still has a lamp, but Shax isn't done with him yet. They will lose this fight, but any trade is good. Shax is going to cause them more and more problems. They'll still win the fight. Always going to favour the attackers here. And the general idea of holding in spawn here is if your Sovereigns is you manage to get 3 fights, you get 1 here, 1 on this corner, and then 1 at the checkpoint. So even if Supershy can win all the fights, they still have to win 3 fights and they lose a decent chunk of time. And we see Dan getting to that corner right now. Shax is lurking behind. He does have the pulse bomb. He's been a nuisance so far. Early pressure onto Sobek, takes some attention. They've lost Fi in the front line, though. Looking for a pulse bomb attempt wide from Shax on this occasion, and Sobek will be able to chase him out. He's low on HP. Shax will be able to get out here. Meanwhile, the rest of the team without Fi trying to hold on to this choke, but Dan is in big trouble. No lamp, no cooldowns, no lamp to push. Desperately trying to keep him alive. The trades are good, though. Buddy gets 1, and actually Hattori pops Annihilation for this. I mean, it means they get to win the fight. But an expensive one, because there's another recontest coming from Sovereigns here, and now they have Annihilation advantage for it as well. A key matchup in this next fight will be, can Will freeze Dan? If the Blizzard can stop the Ramattra, the Annihilation isn't a big problem. If it can't, however, if Dan can avoid it, he's going to have the Annihilation advantage to get value here. Lots of pressure on Will to find this one. Early one, Dan will get out of it, though. They just want to force for points, so Dan has to walk back onto the Blizzard. Him and Dollar get frozen, but they're okay. Later beat now from Sobek. But look, Hattori, she's isolated Fi, taking him down. And now this Annihilation comes out, it's 4v4. But they've done well to manage the ults. Window around the corner from Takuno. Dan has to repeat. They're forcing the point in. Somebody has to touch. Somebody has to touch. Dan's going to walk for it. But Dollar is dead. Shax is still getting trades in the backline. It's not dead yet, but the cap has gone through. And they will eventually finish it up. Hattori so far finding so much value in these split targets, being really aggressive with it. And it's something Sovereigns are really struggling to deal with. But on the flip side of that, Shax is finding loads of value in this backline the entire time. Obviously, no Tracer to mirror Shax. So he has freedom. He has freedom to do a lot of what he wants. To harass and disrupt the backline. It's really mostly on Sobek here. And actually, oh, Will might get caught. Will's too close. His team weren't there. a fatal mistake and now player advantage. Hattori's going to play for the trade, but can't get close to it. They want to see if they can get any more kills, but Dan's low, so they'll have to accept that, but they do get to stabilize. Cart not all that far up. At a certain point in the progress, you want to start going right side. I think they could probably go for that now if they honestly want. They just have to get the cart afterwards, but they might just meet them lower here. Will nearly at that Blizzard timing again, but it will be window first from Buddy. Pulse Bomb doesn't get anything, and will just catch a Shaxx, punishes him for that attempt. But Window came out as well, so they managed to DP for Window and deal with Shaxx problem at the same time. So now a great chance to go with their own High Noon, but Hattori might push from this Annihilation. Dan can match though, and Will has the Blizzard, but they lose Takuna on the rotation. They try and High Noon swing, but they've got no BAP healing. After this High Noon, the Sovereigns are going to repush. They're going to repush. Wall defensively. Supershy a bit slow to get out here. Chance they lose some more people, but they do get themselves back around the corner. They'll be able to wait for Takuna. Takuna is now back, and another chance for Supershy to go. They have to push into the High Noon, the Annihilation and the B. Blizzard gets to start it again, but doesn't catch anything. Will tries to go deep. It separates 5-0 importantly. Again, another situation where Fire's kited a different way than his team. He gets picked off, and this allows Supershy to get the cart round this corner. Or at least it does if Sobek will get on the bloody thing. Come on. Cart rolling now. And we've got a big ult showdown. Takuna likely to start this one with Window. They could just beat back and try and go through it with Annihilation, but the problem is Hattori, Sobek, they both have their ults. They can match it. Window early on to Zoro here. Beat to try and go through it. Dan is fighting Hattori. Later beat now. High Noon swing from Fi, but Hattori can get on top of him with this Annihilation. Nowhere for Fi to go. Manages to get a kill though on Sobek still. The damage is done. Now a Window in the back from Buddy. Hattori is isolated. Will the only person able to help. And there's not all that much help. They've won the key ult trade there. Won the key ult trade. And now they get to send Supershy back down this slope. Back to the bottom of the hill. They've got to work their way all the way up again. All the way up again. It's been a Bastion swap from Fire as well. What's true is that if you get walled, the Bastion kills the Maywall pretty much as quickly as anybody. Meanwhile, look at Shaxx's position just above him right here. Chance to go with Pulse Bomb soon. They know he's there though, so Supershy have got eyes on Shaxx, but he's still got a chance to come round this corner. Another attempt from Shaxx. Pulse Bomb will stick this time. Takuna has the lamp, but Shaxx is there for the finish. The best kill he could have gotten. They'll clean up everyone here. They'll send Supershy down to the bottom of this slope one more time. And this will put Sovereigns in a beautiful position to hold him on first here. All they've got to do is not get May-ulted. And so far, the May-ults haven't connected from Will. They have forced a split. There was the one that forced Fi to kite the other way. They were able to get that kill. But it's not been the biggest May-ult value so far. Will needs to find it here. He's going to lob it in. They all get out, though. They're able to get the swing on the choke for free, but you want more out of the May-ult than that. Now, a chance to form back. Aggressive Window comes through. Fi's trying to peek. They have to lamp. Hattori's got a lot of damage on him. Lamp comes through to save Will, but soon the form is coming back. Here comes Fi. They've lost Dan, but can Fi get enough damage? He's picked Will, but they've got Ram advantage now. Hattori is anchoring point, but Shaxx is causing havoc in the backline. He's killed two. He's got the Pulse Bomb. Pressure onto Takuna. Takuna dodges it. Drops for Window, but Shaxx has killed him as well. Hattori is low. One more form. Shaxx has the recall. Holding on. Shaxx is going to get them all. Shaxx has done it again. No Tracer of their own, and Shaxx has full freedom. And Shaxx is the sort of guy you don't want to leave unmarked, because he will do exactly what you saw there. Back-to-back fights there on the defense. Shaxx coming through trumps for his team. And it's a pretty reasonable hold, you have to say. But Shambali, very defendable, especially in these sort of Ram Lucio mirrors. Full holds are not out of a question. So can never rule it out. Still in the balancedness map. An important series for both teams in their quest to make top 8. We'll see what they choose to play here. If Will chooses to match the Tracer or stick to the May. So far, it hasn't felt massively Like the May's got the value they've wanted. Idling Rhine for now is Dan. Wouldn't be surprised if they just take the Ram Mirror again. It was working fine for him. The big problem for Supershy to solve, though, will be less for Reinhardt if Dan sticks it, and more near Shaq's Tracer. Well, now you can obviously have your Tracer do a lot of it if you have your own Tracer, but if you don't have your own Tracer do it, it becomes mostly the Lucio's responsibility, but also becomes everyone's responsibility. Whereas for Tracer, can we clear him out before the fight? Can we force a recall? Because if you let Shax in your backline with all these cooldowns, he'll do some stuff to it. And it is going to be Reinhardt to start here from the Sovereigns. Thank you, Suomi, for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream. You're just in time for this final round between Supershy and Sovereigns. They have to lamp defensively early here, Supershy. And they disengage to the corner, so we talked about the free fights that Sovereigns were able to get on defense. They won't quite get the same here. Shax is going to be forced out. They want to rotate high ground now. Supershy going to have to give a bit of space here. They're going to flip the map, actually. Potentially, yeah, the map is flipped. Walter flip the map, and they want to chase out Shax. More attention being put on the Tracer already. They try and swing back here. They want to get the cart moving if they can, Sovereigns. Again, Sobek so keen to mark Shax, keep him shut down. Wall now onto Dan, a chance to put a lot of pressure in. Lamp has to come through from Buddy, keeps everyone alive, but there's so much damage from that slow. They have to de-peek, but Hattori wants to keep going. She's got the health advantage. She's got him pinned in the back room here. They're going to wall as well. They will survive for wall. Dan's going to take a lot of damage. Window round the corner. I don't know if that's quite what Buddy wanted, but it works either way. Zoro will die. Willow be forced to ice block. Window back from Takuno on the high ground, but guess who's behind him? It's that guy, Shax again. Takuno can't use his window. He can't live. And Sovereigns will get this payload moving. And remember, because they took kind of staggered fights here, they only get one more fight, which means you probably want to play this corner, I think, now, if you're Supershy. They have all their powerful ults coming up. Blizzard, Annihilation, beat. Pretty good. We get the same minigame we got on Oasis where the Shatter, if you save Shatter for Annihilation, you can just stop it. Dan's going to avoid this initial wall, but look at Fi. He's on the flank with High Noon. Supershy weren't ready. They beat to keep going. For Blizzard, though, Dan has no way of getting out of this one. Lamp is there. Beat doesn't catch Dan. Actually, now the Annihilation to finish. And Dan is so low. He's trying to back out. He's trying to live. Now Dollar and Buddy are still trying to back out. They're trying to live, but the Ramatcha is coming. There's nowhere to hide. There's one more form for Hattori. Now secure the kill on Buddy. Shax wants to trade. Hattori is low. Sobek is coming. Hattori's got Shax as well. They just can't kill her. And a huge fight win there. It looked like it was going to be chaos, but the Mayult is good from Will. Forces, even though it doesn't secure the kill, it forces all these defensive cooldowns, and it means Hattori can just win the fight ultimately with Annihilation. Now Will is back on Tracer. It's an aggressive High Noon in this next fight. The boop actually makes the High Noon scarier rather than safer. And now Supershy. They're trying to catch him, but if Sovereigns manage to get the flip, Sovereigns are going to start C9 of a point. Hattori has to stop it. Shatter available for Dan. Oh, Hattori's going to get blown up by the window, though. Now this point is C9ing. They don't have time to take a second fight. They have to stall this out here. Zoro's going to swing back. Buddy catches a magnetic grenade. Dan is just running onto the backline. A little bit isolated here, but Shax is with him. Zoro, he's all the way in the backline. Do they know? Dollar knows. They deal with it. Dollar and Shax go on him quick, but they still lose it. Sobek's trading in the back. It's a messy fight, but the cap will be secured by Sovereigns. A scary situation, but now Window just catches Supershy napping. They one-shot Hattori. They get the cap, and they actually hold on to a lot of these good ults. Chance to start with High Noon. Shatter and Beat to follow if the opportunity presents itself. Coming up the slope. Will is back on May. Window here for Takuno. But Shax is behind. He has Pulse Bomb. Shax is thinking about it. High Noon to start. They're going to wall and disengage here. This gives them the corner for free, and they're now in one-fight territory, honestly. No more margin for error for Supershy. They're going to window behind. It's an aggressive window. Can they just drop out here? I think they all get out. They had to lamp for it, but Sovereigns have all got out. Any kills? No. A chance to repush now. All of their ults start to come up. Back to the corner here. High noon swing from Zorro. Shatter! The wall and the shield defensively. The lamp as well. They all live. Pulse bomb over the top. It kills Zorro. Now a beat to keep pushing. Sobek has the beat. They're 3 down. Have to try and stall on card. Do they get another touch? Oh, it's going to be such an ugly touch. But if they can get the touch, Supershy, they have beat, they have annihilation, they have a Mayolt coming up. They have the tools to win it. But Buddy can just drop this window early. They can beam them down. Shax is trying to make their life hard. The window comes through. Zorro dies, getting the touch. Annihilation on the next one. Sobek around the corner. The window, they can just disengage all of this. The Mayolt is there soon for Will. They wall off Dan as well. Fai's trying to work his way through. Trying to help his guy. They're low. Hitori's low. Nearly at the Blizzard, though. If Will can get the Blizzard off. He has the Blizzard. Hiding to finish Takuno. Will is all alone, though. Dan will freeze. Can they turn the kill? Dan will die. It's just Sobek and Zorro. 2v4. This is it. Sovereigns have got it. Shax kills 1. No more touch. No more touch and Sovereigns do it. Sovereigns do it. They had such a big ult economy coming back, but because the touch was so desperate, they had to just spend all of that ult economy straight away. Which means, obviously, they don't get the full value out of the ults. They don't get the full value and they end up going down because of it. Good series in the end. Great recovery from Sovereigns. Great recovery from Sovereigns. We can take a bit of a look here at the scoreboard, if I can press the right button, which I'm really confident I can. A great comeback, ultimately. A great comeback, ultimately, from Sovereigns. The Midtown, they had some problems. For Shambadi, they had some problems as well. Fights didn't quite go their way, but they clutched up in the second round both times. I think really impressed with... I think quite a lot of the players. I think Buddy seemed really solid. I've not seen too much of Buddy before, but felt really solid. The biggest problem was obviously Shax. Shax was running amok, especially on Shambali. And I think causing all sorts of problems to Takuno, all sorts of problems to Zorro. I think Hitori had some nice moments, as did Dan. Nice plays from both tanks, I think. But honestly, player of the match has to be Mr. Shax, does it not? That defense, so much work done throughout, especially once left unchecked. He caused so much hassle. We can take a look through the scoreboard now. So this is all the way back on Oasis, if you can remember such a distant time of the past. This is when it was all going Supershy's way. See some really nice KDs here. 25 and 5 for Hitori. Good KDs across the board. Then, if we move on to Midtown, this is where Sovereigns obviously got the good hold. And this is where we start to see a bit more of an equalization in terms of the value. Not too much standing out. Not too much standing out. Pretty even game across the board. I think maybe Dan with the best KD, 17 and 5. And the third one, this is the one where I want to see Shax's stats. Show me the Shaxter. 34 and 5. 11k damage. Not too bad, Shax. Not too bad. Similarly, you can see not just the impact in terms of how well Shax did, but you can see it reflected in the KDs of Takuno as well. 10 eliminations, 10 deaths. Was having such a hard time. Will getting caught as well. Zorro suffering a lot of it as well. 9 deaths too. So overall, I think I want to check through Supershy's run because it feels like they've had a rough go of it, honestly. Yeah, their last 3 matches, lost to Ents, lost to Ataraxia, tough games, and now lost to Sovereigns. They also lost to Arya. And you see Supershy they're kind of just in this category, right? Where game you would expect them to win, game you'd expect them to win, game you'd expect them to win, game you wouldn't expect them to win, wouldn't expect them to win. And then it's this Arya result and this Sovereigns result. I think these were the most winnable ones for Supershy that they're going to feel particularly poorly about. I mean, even when I reflect back on that Supershy versus Ents series, first map was super winnable for Supershy. So struggling, I guess, is the conclusion, honestly. Meanwhile, for Sovereigns, We can take a look at their record so far, and I actually think it's been a fairly positive record. Where are we going? This one. Yeah, they lost to Meta Boys, which is maybe the sort of one that put the cat among the pigeons. But they've beaten a lot of the other teams. Again, maybe some of the easier teams here. We look at like Rockstars, Meavdron in there. But a win against Supershy is a good win. A win against Arya is a good win. And suddenly, when you get to these middle teams, obviously like SSG and ENCE, Twisted Minds, they're just going to win enough games to go through, you know. You don't expect to beat those teams. Ataraxia, you probably put in that category as well. But in these other spots, it's all about beating the teams around you. Beat the teams you're supposed to beat the teams around you. So even though they don't beat Meta Boys, which you could argue is a team they want to beat, they've won a lot of the important games. They've won the New Age game, they've won the Arya game, and now they've won the Supershy game. So Sovereigns, certainly looking the part. And I think especially if you look at this from Quick Esports point of view, the roster they've picked up versus the roster they lost. I don't know the exact details of that and why it happened. But certainly maybe looks like a bad trade of rosters right now. Because this Sovereigns team is doing pretty well. And I think if they can keep this level up, they're probably on track to get top 8, I think. We can take a look at the standings. I have it on this tab. We can take a look at the standings. And we can see, actually, obviously, you have a lot of the big dogs here. Twisted Minds, Peps, and Space Station quite low. But as you can see, they played a lot less matches at this point in time. R8 have recovered from their bad start and tough fixture openings. But the Sovereigns up here, 5-2. Happy with that. Happy with that if you're Sovereigns. Meanwhile, Supershy and New Age, you can see how close they are, right? Just on the verge of this 8th place. Super important wins. A lot of the teams below them still struggling. You see Quick Esports 2-4. Celta's 2-4. New Age 3-4. And obviously, New Age had that recent showing against Peps. It was very close. Very close. So it's certainly going to be a tight run contest for these final couple of spots here. And Sovereigns put themselves in a very nice position there. So, thank you very much for watching. Obviously, stay tuned if you want to watch more FACEIT coverage. Congratulations, obviously, to the Sovereigns. I'm sure we'll actually be watching more of their games now they've really climbed the power rankings. And obviously, congratulations to Shax for Player of the Match.